Hey guys, welcome back to Brian's Mysteries and Adventures on Trail. And today's case is taking us up to Glacier National Park, which is in very northern Montana to the west in the mountainous areas. And this area is home to grizzly bears. It's actually a prime habitat for grizzly bears and lots of other animals too. Goats, elk, moose. It's a very, very vast, forested, mountainous area, and I'm going to have a bunch of pictures so you can get a feel for it. In today's case, we're going to be talking about Jennifer Marie Coleman, 34, a native of Richmond, Virginia. So my home state here in Richmond. Richmond is the capital of Virginia. It's sort of in the little south of Washington, D.C., a couple hours south in the central part. She left for a vacation to Glacier National Park, Montana, and she was last heard from via text on August 30th of 2021 this year around 11:57 a.m. She sent a text from the Highline Trail, which she was supposedly hiking on, to the Granite Park Chalet, and she was texting them to say that she was going to pick up her dogs from their boarding facility the next day. Jennifer is a white female who is 5 foot 6 inches tall. She weighs about 128 pounds. She has blue eyes, blonde hair, straight. It's about shoulder length. She is considered to be an experienced hiker. Her friends described her as tough as nails, just, a real true lover of the outdoors. And they said that, if she's out there missing, she definitely needs help because this is completely unlike her. Now, unfortunately, Jennifer was wearing a GPS Garmin watch, but those watches are generally synced to your phone. So if your phone dies, you're sort of out of luck. And this is again why I recommend, if people do get the Garmin InReach as their satellite device, they go with the full version because it's a standalone device. It works on its own. It has its own built-in topo maps. Sorry to digress there, but I really think that that's the better advice. Now, Coleman was thought to be hiking the Logan Pass to Granite Park Chalet, but again, she didn't tell anybody specifically what she was hiking. So this is just what we're assuming, and she has not been heard from since. Now, what's even more scary about this is that the authorities did find her vehicle parked at the Logan Highline Trail, and when they did find her campsite, all of her belongings, her gear was all there. So wherever she is, she doesn't have any of her gear. Now, another thing that is sort of bizarre about this case is that the Aware Foundation, for those of you that don't know, it's a foundation that works to find missing people, not just missing hikers, but people that were murdered. It's a foundation that really it's a nonprofit, and they really try and help bring people home. And apparently Jennifer is the daughter of their treasurer and vice president. They are very on top of this case and working diligently to try and find her. Unfortunately, this is northern Montana. It's getting cold up there. I did some research. Apparently it's been raining a lot in various areas. There are a ton of ground searches going on, as well as air searches, and a ton of teams working this case. The Flathead County Search and Rescue, Two Bear Air Rescue, Flathead County Sheriff's Department, and the Flathead National Forest Search and Rescue. These agencies did reach out to the public and ask for assistance, and even though there's not a lot of information and this case is only a few days old, I wanted to get this out as soon as I could. The search teams have used helicopters to search through the trees and have continued aerial searches overnight using heat-sensitive equipment. They have been using special canine units and search dogs to search the ground for the last several days, and they are going to continue over the weekend to search for Jennifer. Jennifer grew up on a farm, so she is not unfamiliar with the outdoors and survival instincts. She is known to be very intelligent, very smart. She loves riding horses and had just ridden horses with friends the Sunday before, and she was just going out for a couple days of a hike. And unfortunately, like I said, it's unknown. She was either planning on maybe going to Dragon's Choice or Highline Trail, and they did find her vehicle at the Highline Trail Logan Pass area, but it's unsure of her exact route. And her poor parents are just, stricken with crazy worry. I mean, imagine working for this foundation, the Aware Foundation of Virginia, your whole lives, tracking down other people that have been missing and or have suffered trauma, and now all of a sudden, it's your own daughter. Her mother, I believe, is the vice president, and her father is the treasurer. It's one or the other, but one of them is the vice president, and one of them is the treasurer of this organization. And I can only imagine how hard this is for them and how much stress and worry they're going through. And they are still in Virginia, so they said it's been a little hard. They're trying to get more people out to northern Montana. This is a holiday weekend, so national parks are very crowded. Well, the ones that are still open, I know some have been closed, but up there in Glacier National Park, it's obviously still open. And that's why I wanted to get this video out. If any of you are up in that area or going to be in that area in the next day or so or anytime soon, please be aware and you'll know what to look for. Unfortunately, there isn't any description really of the gear, but that was all left behind anyway. And the only thing that she's known to be wearing is that watch. Descriptions of the other possible clothing she might be wearing we're unsure of. Jennifer does have a scar on the bridge of her nose, and like I said, unfortunately, when the authorities got to her campsite, they found all of her belongings were there. So pretty much it's assumed that whatever she has on her is what she's wearing, and her watch and her cell phone, but that is presumed to be dead. And the watch she's wearing is a Garmin Fenix 6S GPS Multisport Pro, but unfortunately, because it's the kind that's synced with your cell phone, there's limited features that it can actually help you with. I'm not sure if this is the exact color, but this is the model that she was wearing. This case is very recent. Jennifer has only been missing for roughly 5 to 6 days, so there isn't a whole lot of information, but let's review what we do have. Jennifer went missing in Glacier National Park. Glacier National Park encompasses more than 1 million acres, and there's all kinds of animals that live there: grizzly bears, moose, mountain goats. It's in the northwestern part of Montana. She is thought to have been hiking the Logan Pass area of the trail, and the last communication that we had from Jennifer was on August 30th at around 11:57 in the morning, and she had sent a text to the chalet stating that she was going to pick up her dogs the next day. However, that day came and went, and Jennifer never showed up. Jennifer Marie Coleman is 34 years old. She is a white female, roughly 5 feet 6 inches tall. She weighs roughly 128 pounds. She has blonde, straight, shoulder-length hair and blue eyes. Her disappearance was reported right away, so that's a good thing. However, when the authorities did find her campsite, the campsite had all of her gear and all of her belongings. So all we really know is that she had whatever she was wearing on, and her watch, her cell phone, which is presumably to have died, and she does have a small scar on the bridge of her nose. If you have any information about the whereabouts of Jennifer Coleman or any other information, please call 406-888-7077. It's really hard to say what could have happened with Jennifer. I mean, the fact that all of her gear was left behind, it's possible that maybe she went off to use the restroom and something happened. There are a lot of wildlife in the area, both grizzly bears and black bears, and this is the time of the year where they're starting to, prepare for hibernation. They're eating more and are often reported to be more aggressive because they're fighting for survival. They've got to have enough food to last the winter. But who knows what happened here. And foul play could be a possibility too. The park is a very popular park. It's very vast. There's tons of visitors every year. Thankfully, there's a lot of water sources in the area, so even if she didn't have a filter, she would be able to get water from the stream. Yes, you're risking getting sick, but she would at least have a water source. She has a lot of experience. Her friends described her as tough as nails, very intelligent. So hopefully, she's just lost somewhere and trying to find her way out. My thoughts and prayers go out to Jennifer, her friends, and her family, and all the people that are working so hard to try and bring her home. Just praying that you are able to find your way home safe and sound soon so you can reunite with your family. If anyone's going to be in Glacier National Park, please be on the lookout for Jennifer and contact the proper authorities if you have any information, which I'll have in the description as well. I want to thank everybody for watching, as always, and please be respectful in the comments. I know I have to say it every video, but it's important. Thank you to coag.ag for providing the background music. And I'm just going to have a few safety tips here at the end for those that want to stick around. So I just want to reiterate, I really think if you are going to get a satellite device, the best thing to do is get a full working one, like the Garmin InReach, the regular model, not something that has to be connected with your cell phone. That way, if your cell phone dies, you still have the InReach, because the Garmin InReach has an incredible battery life. It lasts forever. And it's just a wonderful device because it has the topo maps, everything already built into it. And I also want to reiterate too that it's so important that you give people your itinerary and your times and what you're planning on doing. Now, obviously, sometimes, you do that. Like, she did send a text and she said that she was going to go pick up her dog. Something obviously happened in between that time. Who knows? I also think it's very important that if you're going off to use the bathroom, carry your bear spray with you and wear a fanny pack. Keep some emergency water purification drops in there, some emergency snacks, something to light a fire with. This way, if you do get separated from your pack, you always have something on you. And this has actually saved me several times. Alright guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching and sticking to the end. I'll see you guys in the next one.